From Asia to America, Ajala loves to travel. From Europe to Australia, Ajala loves to travel. Africa straight to Antarctica, Ajala loves to travel.
Don't panic on a trip. Get the Leadway travel insurance now.
Whether alone or with family, Ajala loves to travel.
Leadway Assurance, ensuring happiness since 1970.
From Asia to America, Ajala loves to travel. From Europe to Australia, Ajala loves to travel. Africa straight to Antarctica, Ajala loves to travel.
Don't panic on a trip. Get the Leadway travel insurance now.
Whether alone or with family, Ajala loves to travel.
Leadway Assurance, ensuring happiness since 1970.
Hello everyone, just your day is going well. Welcome to today's LinkedIn live session, proudly sponsored by Leadway. My name is Ololade Olayanju and I'm happy to be your host for today. And thank you for taking your time to join us. We're thrilled to have you here. Now let's make this session fun and interactive. Please drop your name and where you're joining from in the comment section. I would like to know where you're joining from. Now, I'll give you some minutes to do that to our audience out there. Please drop your name and where you're joining from. Olayola Grace, I can see you said you love this ad. Thank you. Oh, Grace, you're joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Good, good, good. Lagos is a home. Let's wait for some other people to join us. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic, very interesting, and the topic applies to all of us. And I hope that at the end of the day, we have something impactful to take home after the session. Let's wait for some other people to join us. Okay. Okay. Let's keep the comments coming. Drop your name and where you're joining from. Okay. Okay, I can see Chinyere Wachuku from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. Oh, now I can see Consul from Lagos, Nigeria. I can see Boluwatife Oliwaya. But hope I called your name right. Boluwatife, thank you for joining us. While we're waiting for other people to join us, I would like to speak about special guests this evening. Somebody special joining us this evening. And trust me, you're going to have an impactful session this evening. Our guest for today is Mr. Kunle Shokunbi. He's the head of business at the High Momentum. Oh, Mr. Kunle is online. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Kunle Shokunbi. We are happy to have you here.
Hello, how you doing, Ololade? Good to be here.
Good to have you. Oh, I can see Zainab Mohammed joining from Lagos, Nigeria. I want to see other people from other part of Nigeria and other part of the world. Uh, yes. So this evening, Kule and I will be speaking about a topic that applies to all of us, and the topic of today is travel without drama. Simple tips for a smooth trip. Travel without drama. Simple tips for a smooth trip. I mean, before we begin, please, I would like you guys to drop an emoji if you're ever had your luggage taking a different flight from you, or you've had a horrible experience on a trip before, or you're a frequent flyer, a frequent traveler, or you're planning a trip soon. Please drop an emoji in the comment section. Also, we'll be sharing different experiences, and if that experience also applies to you, we'd like to share your own experience too in the comment section. Um, I'll go right into it, and I'll be asking Kunle some series of questions. Um, Olaiwola Grace. Oops. Oh, Olaiwola is saying, welcome, Mr. Kunle. Okay, good. So for those people joining us now, welcome you again to this session. Like I said earlier on, we'll be discussing traveling without drama. Simple tips for a smooth trip. So let me ask you, Kunle, let's talk about a drama-free trip. What comes to your mind when someone says a free trip, a drama-free trip? What comes to your mind? What does it connote to you?
Okay, the network seems to be cracking, but if
Can you hear me
I
now?
think I, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I said my first question to you today is what comes to your mind when someone says, I had a drama-free trip?
Okay, so when you have drama-free trip is drama-free trip, like I said. So it stems from when you leave the house to getting in your car, no traffic on your way to the airport. You get to the airport, you have no issues with the check-in counter. You have your boarding pass and all there is to be given at the check-in. Your luggage is fine, it's cleared right through your work at the immigration. It's seamless right on to the time you board, and hopefully on the flights you don't have turbulence and all of that. Basically everything that has to do with hassle-free movement from you leaving your house to getting to the airport to getting to the plane, boarding the plane, safe landing, safe landing and essentially getting to your destination in one piece, alive and well. That's what I call hassle-free travel. And of course, you recover your luggage, your baggage without issues as well. That's hassle-free.
Yeah, that's key. So that's an awesome answer. So you said everything personally, but to me, I could be very petty. For me, also free trip also means that the turbulence must be minimal. I don't like turbulence. So even I'm in the air and the trip is kind of long, the turbulence should be at least minimal, no near the toilet. I'm very particular about where I set my seat number. I'm very particular. I don't like sitting near the toilet because of some bad experiences I've had in the past. So
Mm.
a hassle-free
Mhm.
trip, in short, is an all-round enjoyable trip. So thank you for that answer. And that will lead me to my second question to you. My second question is, hmm, what's the most dramatic travel experience you've ever had in your travel journey? Emphasis on dramatic. What's the most dramatic travel experience you ever had in your travel journey?
Uh, okay, so by virtue of what I do, um, being a marketing professional, and I've been doing that for close to 2 decades now, providing solutions to businesses and brands, helping them to connect, engage, and meet up with their defined set of audiences to meet their needs actually and do that profitably. I tend to travel, I go for business meetings, And even outside work, of course, I will need to distress, as the word emphasizes, distress. So vacation is critical. So I want something, like I said earlier, I want a stress-free travel, but then things don't always go as planned.
Yes.
So I recall a particular incident where I had to travel. The one that comes to my mind readily is my trip to Abuja. So, like I mentioned, I went on a business trip, and I actually went with my clients. So we had some award ceremony going on in Abuja. We're on our way back, but unfortunately, getting to the airport, we had a delay. It was a delay at first, so we waited 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it was going to an hour. Everybody started getting agitated, and we had to find out what's happening. And eventually, they told us the trip was going to be cancelled, the flight was going to be cancelled. So you can imagine what kind of chaos would have erupted at the airport then. Everybody was, frantic and talking and shouting and all. So, but the point is, that was a major disruption. So eventually, we had to look for another flight alternative, getting to pay again for the trip to Lagos, and even that was serious trouble because the key was not on that flight, and
Wow.
then they started hiking
The
flight
fees.
fares. So it was really uncomfortable. It was inconvenient. That's something I don't get to, in as much as I don't experience that a lot, but it's something I would not want to experience often. So
Yeah.
yes, that wasn't a good feeling. That wasn't a good scenario at all.
Cool. You're very lucky. I had a similar experience. You had the opportunity to buy another ticket for another airline. I didn't have that chance because I was taking the last flight out of Abuja, and they said the flight was delayed because of the turbulence in the air. It was raining in Lagos and they couldn't move. They said thunderstorm, story, story, story. So when the plane, I think it was like after 7, when the planes for like an hour plus thereabouts, and we were about to take off, they said they couldn't close the door, the plane door. And we were
Oh,
there till like
wow.
after 9. Like we were seated in the planes from like 7 o'clock till after 9. And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
what's the meaning of this? No, I was just angry. Eventually, I just calmed down. There's nothing I could do. I just calmed down my chair, and eventually, I think we got to Lagos that day
Can
around
I
after 11.
can I ask where this happened
In
precisely?
Abuja,
Oh,
same Abuja. I was
wow.
coming back to Lagos. I went for a business trip to
So
Abuja.
you had an Abuja issue. I had an Abuja issue. What's with
Yes.
Abuja?
So you can imagine. But I guess these stories just makes us to know that we are resilient as human beings, right? And of course, even recently, a friend who just came back. It was supposed to be a 2-day journey from Canada, Paris,
Hmm.
Nigeria. And when it got to Montreal, one of the layovers, they said his plane had the mechanical fault. They couldn't move, and his flight was delayed for over 18 hours. Eventually, it was routed to Germany, Frankfurt, Germany, before comes to Lagos. So he was in here for like 3 days. The guy was stabilized. So things could happen, right? But I want to say that these things makes our
Yeah.
stories in the end and makes us remember that we are resilient. I just want to tell our audience out
Yeah.
there that we should always keep an open mind and be flexible. Things can happen that's out of our control. But the key thing is we should be flexible and should always remember that we are resilient. We can overcome it. And like you, when you saw that you couldn't move, your flight was delayed, you went to buy on that ticket. You acted, not just shouting and raking. Yes, we could be angry, but remember, there's a purpose of us being in that place and where we're going to. So we should not forget our destination. So that's my
Yes.
for me, that's my
And
take off from
anger and agitation would be expected. I mean, that's what comes naturally with such
yes.
instances because the key thing is you have a break in your flow of plans, or yeah, I mean, there is something called disruption. So your plans have been disrupted, and obviously things will go into chaotic mode. So,
Yes.
but like I said, yes, I do agree. The key thing is to stay focused on
Yes.
what the issues are and what can be done about it. So, in every situation, there are things you have control over, and there are things you don't have control over. So, whatever you have control over, focus on that. See how you can turn things around to your benefit and act on it. But the things you don't have control over, I guess you have to pray to God.
Oh, yes. True that. So moving on, I can see Somebody saying, Boluwatife saying, what about we that are not planning trip in Kobai? What is this? Yes. Olayiwola, Abuja trip or any trip. We talk about all trips here, whether to out of the country or within or domestic flights. All trips are trips. Whether even we are going to Akwa Ibom, even to Ghana, that is just beside us here, all trips are trips. So this session is for everybody, all flyers, right? So
Yes,
next week,
I mean, it could be for vacation, it could be for business, it could be for anything, it could be going for wedding. So yeah, a trip is a trip. And quite frankly, no one wants disruption. In life, we don't want disruption. We like things to go, smooth and easy peasy. But hey, especially when it comes to travel, always expect the unexpected and prepare. But yeah, I always wish we don't have disruptions. I've been lucky. I mean, other than the Abuja trip, in as much as I don't like saying it, I've had more encounters, or the Abuja trip was majorly like one travel hiccup that I experienced. On my
yeah,
other trips, especially out of the country, I don't get to experience such. But that's not to say that things don't happen as well. One thing I would like to say, I mean, you fly from other countries in the Western states, in the Western world, you fly from one country to the other. The flights are kind of different than when you fly from Nigeria to those countries. And maybe our government or something needs to look into that actually. Yeah, just that's what I decided. I mean, I'm a flyer, so I travel, so I need to speak from the point of someone who travels as well. And I'm sure a couple of people would have comments as well.
yes. And I'm waiting for them to drop their comments in the comment section. I can see some people, Yusuf Jamat from Kwara State, welcome. And I can see Tope Ilebi, Temi Tope Ilebi, welcome. Yes, trip and that trip. Funny. Anyhow, moving on to the third question to you, Kunle. I would like to ask you, with your knowledge as a traveler, what expensive mistakes have you seen travelers make that could easily be avoided? Expensive mistakes most travelers make that could easily be avoided. I would like you to share on that.
What can be more expensive than missing your flight? That,
True that.
that's the number one thing that could ever happen to you that would really be expensive. Anything that doesn't let you get on that flight to your destination is going to be expensive. It's expensive.
Mm,
So missing your flight is definitely number one on the list for me. So, and I think one way to prevent that, to avoid that, is to always be on time, be punctual. You can never go wrong with getting to the airport early. As a matter of fact, I prefer to get to the airport way ahead because there are other perks that come as well. So you could be bumped up to an upper class if you're from premium economy, for instance, or if you're from economy, you can be bumped up to premium economy and all of that. There are perks that come with getting to the airport early, try to check in early. Everybody is more relaxed. You will be more relaxed. You have time
mm,
to, if you're flying, if it's a new place, for instance, you can easily move around the airport, get to see things, maybe connect with one or two people. You never can tell. Businesses can be struck there. So it pays to be on time, and that can save you the hassle of missing your flight. I haven't experienced that before. I've never missed my flight before. In fact, I've always been on time. But yes, I have had encounters, and I've had stories. I've had close encounters with people who are very close to me. I dare not say my mom, but that's fine.
just even your mom.
So,
On a live session. Okay.
so
Okay. I have some few experiences too. I remember a trip to Gombe. I think Gombe State. There are only two flights that leave that place. Then out of the city, out of the Gombe, two flights in a week, and I was scheduled for one, and I got to the airport late. Believe me, believe me, I ran on the runway, tried to catch the plane. They were waiting for me actually. So everybody was just letting me run. The plane's about to take off, and I was running. By the time I got on the plane, I was panting, I was sweating. But I was just destabilized. So I can imagine somebody getting to the airport very late. It's crazy. And also I remember another story, another experience I had. I was going to Singapore, yeah, and I packed my load, blah blah blah, did everything. I took my passport, ready to go, and I got to the airport. and they hacked me with my yellow card vaccine. I didn't pick it. It was at home, sitting pretty at home. I told them I have it, was at home. I said, we can't check you in your yellow fever vaccine card. And they had to help me call somebody from Nigerian Post to confirm and take the vaccine before and change me another card. I almost missed my flight that day. Almost missed my flight because of the delay. So I can imagine there's so many things we could do, so many mistakes we make, right, that can easily be avoided. And I would say that another thing that people do is overshare their trips online, telling people where you are, giving out too much information online. It could be, we should be doing that, right? In this
Well,
time, in this,
it's for the gram. It's for the gram. I mean, some
it's
people
from
like
what?
that. So
Yeah, so
it's
people
for the
like that.
gram.
Yeah, but
It's
people
for
could use this
social.
against you. People also travel without insurance. People don't have a checklist. So if I had a checklist of the things I'm supposed to take along, I'd have, of course, checked my yellow card vaccine, but I felt forgot. So there's so many things we could do that so many mistakes we could make that could easily be avoided. And one of the things we could do to avoid such mistakes is having a checklist. And that will take me to my next question to you, Kunle. And my fourth question to you is, to enjoy a drama-free trip, travelers need certain things to be on point. So what do you think should be on every traveler's checklist before leaving the house? What should be on every traveler's checklist before leaving their homes? What do you think we should put there?
The green card. You must always
Our,
have a green
our
card.
passports, our Nigerian passports.
Your passport. I mean, imagine even when you're early. Well, if you're early and you forget your passport, that could still, which still boils down to the fact about being early, going to the airport early. It saves you a lot of stress. I mean, you have the time and the opportunity to make amends when needed. But the point is, it's better you have your passport somewhere very close to you. So if you're
Yeah.
flying the following day, have your passport close to you, maybe by your bedside, have it somewhere you would easily see, even as you're moving out of the house, as you're leaving. If you're forgetting it, you can see it somewhere. Have it placed there. If you have a bag or a purse or your hand luggage, whatever it is, make sure it's already tucked in there safely. Your passport, your passport, your passport. If you're flying local, your ID, your means of identification, you
Yeah.
don't want to miss that as well. You want to avoid being delayed at the airport unnecessarily. So for me, I think it's about that. It's about preparing early to get to the airport early. Some people plan, some people have food items with them. For me, I think if you're traveling, you already know where you're headed. You already have your itinerary, your passport, your tickets. You have your bags packed. That's the most essential thing for me, to be honest.
Okay. Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know
So I
what
mean,
I don't know what you have on your list though. What would you have on your
yes.
list?
So for my list, no, I'm a woman now. I'm a lady. I think of myself and my family. So apart from international passports, you should have, like I said earlier on, related travel documents like your vaccine cards needed. You will need medication. If your medication, you need to pack your medication. You should not forget that because anything you don't want any emergency in the hair, right? Also take I always put a jacket in my carry-on luggage because if you're traveling long distance, trip, making a long distance trip, it could be cold at some point in
Yeah,
time.
depending on the destination, absolutely,
The
yes,
blanket is not
yes.
always enough for me, so I rather take my jacket.
I count those things as um, needed. I count them as things you already should have thought of. I'm talking more about things that, in a way, you can't just make that mistake. Getting to the airport without your passport, that's the
That's
one
the
thing that
most
you need to
important document.
travel.
That's the most important
You
document.
can't,
Yes.
you can't, but not have to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, but
So
you're
that's
absolutely right. Preparing
yeah,
for your destination is important as well.
so that's what I'll put on my own checklist. And also, last one, snacks for my children in case there's a delay. I don't want to be looking for what to eat. I don't want to hear, "Mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy, I want nah." So I put something extra in the luggage for them, snacks most especially. And good. So now I will take me to my next questions. So I'll say I'll just conclude by saying having a good checklist is not only to keep yours organized, right? It can be the difference between a great trip and a travel headache. Just have a checklist and make sure you tick it on your way when you're leaving the house to make sure everything is in order. And my fifth question goes to you. Also, me rounding off, Kunle. Just give me some Few minutes. My fifth question to you is: how can travelers bounce back quickly from flight delays, lost bags, or emergencies? How could travelers bounce back from flight delays, lost bags or baggages, and or emergency? How could we bounce back easily? Do you have any idea? Can
It's
you help us with that?
Yeah, well, of course, I would have one or two things to say, but it's easier said than done. You can imagine the pain of getting to your destination and realizing that you don't have your baggage with you. I can't even begin to. I can't fathom the experience. I can't think of how you would feel. You'll be distraught. You'll be uncomfortable. You lose. You begin to forget things because I mean it's just so. It's annoying. It's nothing but good. I mean it's nothing near good. I mean, so the first thing is to be calm. You have to be very calm.
Sure.
You, like I said before, is to your main focus is to be on things that are within your control and not things that are not in your control. So if you've lost your luggage and that's where you come in, things around insurance and all, if you have that in place, it gives you some kind of, so let's say, support to fall back on, then you can always go to the help desk, find out information, whatever it is that can be done to help you, but be calm. First thing is to be calm. There are always people around who can help you in such situation at the airport, whatever. I don't think I can emphasize more than being calm because if you're in that state of mind, if you're in that situation, all kinds of things come to mind. But you just have to be rational. You have to take things calmly and coolly and speak to whoever can help you at that point in time. I think that's what I would do. Maybe we should also hear from the audience. We'll probably have one or two people who have certain things to say regarding that as well.
Yeah, I can see someone asking that is Leadway travel insurance for international trips only, because my friend here is saying that she wants to get for our next trip to Abuja. Wow. Well, our travel insurance. Well, now that I can talk about the travel insurance. Yeah, it's for international trips only. Yes, and right now for
Can
the
we,
best.
can we also ask,
What
can we
what did you
also
say?
ask the audience? Yes, I was going to ask them. I mean, viewers out there, what two things would you consider as um, most annoying, or would you consider things that would make you distraught or not happy with your travel? It would be nice to know. I know a couple of things. I know two things that people find very annoying about travel when it comes to travel disruptions. But it would be nice to know what people also think.
Yeah, let's wait for audience. Let's hear from our audience. Well, while we're waiting for them to drop their comments, I would say that one of the ways to easily bounce back once if you have a lost luggage or emergency or a cancelled trip or delay is to have a travel insurance. And at Leadway, we have a travel insurance as cheap as 10,000 naira. Our travel insurance starts from 10,000 naira, and this travel insurance covers lost luggage, covers flight delays or cancellations, and covers also medical emergencies. So one of the things you need to also have when you're traveling that you should add to your checklist is a travel insurance. Once you get your ticket, you should get your travel insurance. Like I said earlier on, our travel insurance starts from 10,000 naira. So okay, somebody is saying something in the comment section. As a foodie, if the food on the phone is bad, voila. Olubukola Afolabi, I can see your comments. Um, and also, I can see Grace Laiwola, you're saying that you agree with making a checklist for traveling. Honestly, it makes life better. Yes, it makes life better. Um, wow, so I can also continue this. I can also ask you the next question, Kule, while we're waiting for our audience to put their stories in the comment section. And my sixth question to you, this should be my last question to you, I think, is sorry, give me a minute, please.
Oh,
Last
before
question
you
to
ask
you.
the
Okay,
okay,
I'm listening.
I was going to say that before you ask the next question, because you mentioned something about your travel plan from Leadway Assurance.
Yes.
So I thought maybe I heard one or two people say what they consider disruption in their travel plans because I wanted to corroborate what I had in mind. Two things I think are critical. I can think of when it comes to travel disruption, loss of luggage, delays, and flight cancellations. For me, those are very critical because if I'm planning to travel from point A to point B, I expect that whatever I have as my belongings will go with me. I expect that I leave as at the time that I'm supposed to, and I expect
Yeah,
that I arrive as at the time I'm supposed to arrive. I depart on
yeah,
time and I arrive on time as well, and everything is seamless. So it'll be interesting to know that your travel plan actually covers that because those
yes.
are really, really critical things. Even if you Google travel disruptions that people experience, you'll find those two things coming up a whole lot. And really, those are major things. And I'm
Exactly.
hoping that Leadway actually covers that. Yeah, I think you mentioned that. So, yeah.
Yes. So someone is saying you asked a question that they should answer. You said what could be annoying. And someone said incomplete documents, lost luggage, delayed flights, and also cancelled
See?
flights. Somebody is saying Afalabi is saying also a cancelled flight is crazy. I mean, especially if you need to catch up with another connecting flight. Yes, very crazy. You probably once you miss one, you're probably
So,
going to miss
so
the next one.
speaking as a traveler now, I'll be very much happy to know that, for instance, the trip we had in Abuja where we had the flight cancelled and we had to book another flight, we couldn't really get a refund, and I don't think I pursued that for a while, and then I just gave up. So if I had my insurance, then I hope I'm going to be able to get my money back. At least I get something to compensate for the effort and for the time lost and the money as well. So for me, that
So
would be very, very helpful if
yeah, so for
insurance could have this
insurance,
package.
okay. So yeah, so for insurance, that's just the positive side of having an insurance. So you have insurance and anything happens to you, even though you're going to pay out of pocket in that instance, when you come back, you can always ask for your refund from your insurance company. Your luggage is lost. I've had a issue with a lost luggage before, but eventually it was found. I traveled. I think it's from US to Nigeria. My baby's car seat was nowhere to be found, and they called me. I made a complaint at the airport, and they called me later. They found it, and I don't know where the baby and the car seat went to. I don't know the country they took it to, but at least they brought it back for me. They called me and I got it. I'm saying that even though it didn't come back to me, if I have a travel insurance, I can always make a claim back on my lost luggage, right? And nobody plans for anything to happen. Nobody plans for emergencies, but anything can happen that's outside your control. I had a friend that his tooth was extracted when he traveled out. Before you know, he had an insurance, and it was refunded. It was reimbursed when he came back. So I just think, like I said earlier on, having insurance is just one of the things you have to put on your checklist. And so, because of time, I'd like to ask you my last question for the day, and it's the belief that travel insurance is only for the rich travelers. How can we debunk that? Do you think that travel insurance is only for the rich travelers? Maybe for people in business class or the first class passengers? Do you think it's only for the rich people, for the big boys or the big girls?
You as I'm the traveler. You are even supposed to tell me that. You're supposed to let me know that. Okay, whether I have so much money or I don't have so much money, whatever it is, insurance still benefits me. But yeah, insurance shouldn't be something for the rich alone. I want to believe that you have a package somewhere in there that caters to both those who are affluent, those who have the means, and those who are not so much in that category. So yes, it's insurance. Insurance is not meant to be for a set of people rich or whatever alone. You should have packages that cater to different segments, different people, different levels. And I was even going to ask, is this insurance policy for travel, does it cover local travel alone or is it just for international travel?
The travel insurance is for international travels.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
That's interesting. That's interesting. Because
yes,
I mean, there are times even when I buy tickets and with my insurance, I can always change dates at will. So, for instance, you want to have your dates extended, you don't have to pay extra when you want to change your dates and stuff like that. So, it's important that you have insurance. I believe so. And I also don't think that insurance should be tied to a particular cadre or
No, it's
state
not.
or of
Okay. So like
what
so
benefits
personally,
one can get.
so personally, I believe that insurance is not for the rich or for the big boys. It's for everybody. Once you are leaving the country, you should have it. Whether you are flying first class, business class, premium economy, you should have a travel insurance. And like I said, somebody is asking in the chat, in the comment section, that how much is Leadway travel insurance? We have different category, but the minimum is 10,000, and that 10,000 can cover you, right? So I would request that our audience, right, should go to our website. They will see the options, right? They can see the options of different travel insurance that we have, and they can see the one that suits their need. Um, I would say also that I'll try to reiterate a few points. I'll say that first, we have a travel insurance that starts from 10,000, right? Minimum is 10,000. We have that. A travel insurance is not a luxury and should not be seen as one. It should be seen as a necessity. One of the things you have to put on your checklist, right? So to have a stress-free trip, you should get an insurance. And also, I said earlier on, you can go to our website www.leadway.com to see the kind of the options that you have there and the one that suits you.
Do you have travel insurance that helps me reduce my cost of fare, my airfare?
No, it's an insurance. You get for
Travel
emergency.
insurance
It's
that
not
can
reduce your
help
pay.
me make purchases at lower cost,
No,
or do
it's
you
an
have
insurance.
travel
It's for
insurance that
emergencies. Okay. Also, you can also access it.
because
No, you can
we
see
want we
yes, you're
want we
saying
want we want bag we want bargain travel. We want to have a travel experience where we we know if we lose our luggage or baggage, we can lay claims. We want a travel experience where we don't have to pay too much for the best services. We want travel experiences where we don't face delays, and even when we do, we have somebody we can hold. We want travel experiences where if anything goes wrong at our destination, for instance, if I have to, if I'm well, it's still time to delay because if I'm coming back, if I go to some place and I'm coming back and I have issues with delays, and there are perks like maybe accommodation, perks for accommodation, perks for transportation. I don't know if all of these are in your package, but I mean, these are things that we as consumers or travelers would look forward to, and you can begin to look into as well. I mean, I could be putting you on the spot, but hey, this you could also count this as consumer insight because I'm not just going to be speaking for Kunle Shokunbi, I'm going to be speaking for people who travel out there as well. Essentially, we want a situation where we pay and there is a guarantee for whatever we've paid. Maybe if I can add as well, some warranty or cover for the experience. And I think that's what insurance should actually be doing for us. So all these things I raised, it would be nice. It would be great if we have them in an insurance cover or a travel insurance package. So I just wanted to throw that out there as well. So that's some insight from me to you at Leadway. And maybe I can hold you after all of this is over,
yes, you
squeeze
can.
something from you too.
Yes, you can. So, someone saying I never knew insurance was that affordable. Um, okay, I've answered that question. Someone is asking for the cost of our insurance. So, like I said earlier on, we can for you to know the different options we have about our insurance. You can go to our website. You can go to our app, my Leadway app. You can go to my MTN app. You can also go at my LinkedIn at Leadway Insurance, Leadway Assurance, right? For you to see your options and see the one that suits your need, right? So, Kunle,
What's the most memorable travel experience you have had?
I have some good ones. So, but the one that is most memorable was the one I went my Singapore trip.
Hmm,
Yeah,
interesting.
and I went with my husband. So it was supposed to be like an anniversary trip. So it was not, but it was a stressless trip.
Don't worry, you can share us the surface information. You don't need to
No,
go
no,
to.
no, no. This is just a perfect example of a hassle-free trip. There was no
Wow,
delay. Everything was on point. All our itinerary was well planned out. Pick up from the
wow,
airport. No, everything was just like perfect to the T, right? So that's
wow.
one of my most memorable trip, my Singapore trip. I've had so many other ones too. Recently, I went to Dubai with my children, right? So so let me tell you something. When I was way younger, well, when my children were way younger, I was flying from US to Nigeria and connecting flights from Dubai, and I was carrying my baby and I had my son, and my son just and I was going to connect to the I was going to go to board my connecting flight. And my son just took his hand from me and started running. And I was carrying a baby. I couldn't
Wow.
chase him. Yes. So
Wow.
I was just shouting his name. So one of the nicest man just started running after him. Of course, the guy was playful, was just like 2 or 3 years old. I can't even remember. And I made up my mind that I will not take on these children can know their left and their right. I can't take any child to travel again. I'd rather be going my solo trip and with my spouse. That was the plan. And the first time when they were like, okay, they are now they're smart enough now to be able to take care of themselves also. They won't give me stress. And I took them out. That one was very memorable. We went to Dubai, went to Abu
Nice.
Dhabi, and it was just all fun. That one was well planned and they had fun. So there are plenty of memorable trips, so plenty. I won't lie. I mean, do you have any? Do you have anyone that is kind?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The one I would mention is a more recent one, and that just broadens my mind. It's I would like to say at this point in time for professionals out there too that it's actually important. It's imperative that you travel. So in my line of field, which has to do with um, businesses connecting and engaging with people in terms of providing needs, marketing essentially. Yeah, I mean that's the whole basis of marketing. Uh,
Yeah.
it broadens your mind. You get to see
Yes.
things from other perspective. You get
Yes.
to you are not in a box or in a silo about world view. The most recent trip I had, in terms of the memorable trip, I mean, travel is a routine for me, but it was a destination wedding, and I'm emphasizing this particular trip because, I mean, I traveled to Europe, UK, US, and regular places. It's like a second home. But for me, Africa has a lot to offer because I
Yes.
went to Tanzania, Zanzibar to be precise, and it was an experience. Everybody, for most of us that went for the event, it was more of an eye opener. It was our first time, and there was a whole lot going on. And at the same time, I've been to Ethiopia, and it just makes me feel that there is a lot that Africa offers as well in terms of travel experience. And for us as businesses and marketing professionals, business managers, it would help you to begin to see how you can even explore other
Expand.
markets
Yes.
as well. So I really like that. And coming back to Nigeria, sometimes I cover my face when I tell people the number of states I've been to in Nigeria, and I know a lot of us are in that boat. There are lovely places in Nigeria that we need to explore as well. I have guys who ride bikes, who go on tours on the road to different
Yes.
places. So travel is a fun thing. It's memorable. It also helps you to relieve stress. I think if you're working as a professional, you need to travel often. You need to broaden your mind. You need to experience things, experience other cultures, experience lifestyles beyond what you're exposed to. It just helps. It helps. And who knows, you strike business deals as well. You meet people on the plane, you meet people at your destinations. Things get really interesting.
Yeah. True.
Things get really interesting.
True. True. Someone is saying that Olubukola Falabi is saying my most memorable trip. I got a free upgrade to business class and tasted luxury for at least 6 hours. Wow. I wish that could happen to me too. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
So does it
we
happen
can't
to you?
do I want to
Kunle,
go back.
when you're leaving Nigeria, it's like as the flight is just entering the sky like this, you just feel as if the weight of the world has been lifted off your shoulders. And you just feel this sense of freedom. Does it happen to you? And when you're coming back, as the plane is descending, and you're seeing the houses and everywhere, the landscape, and you feel as if the weight of the world is back on your shoulder. Does it happen to you? Because it does
Well,
happen to me.
the,
When
the
I'm
men,
leaving, if I'm leaving, if let me just say Ghana here, and I'm just leaving, and the plane is just taking off, I just feel this huge sense of relief. I don't know. It does happen to you.
the mere fact that okay, so if I'm not traveling for business, I'm on vacation. So for vacation in particular, the mere fact that you're leaving work behind is a lot to have a whole lot of weight thrown off your shoulders. So yes, I get the feeling. Of course, absolutely. Why? Who doesn't like the effect of being someplace, stretching your legs? I know you're not receiving calls, you're not sending emails. But hey, that hardly happens, especially for somebody like me. But yes, I do not joke with that. Travel, like I said, travel is a regular thing for me. Side talk. I mean, some of my friends don't even know where I am at some point in time. They call me and tend to ask me, "Hey, where are you at the moment?" So I tell them, "Okay, I'm here or I'm there and all." So, yes, yes, I can't emphasize the importance of travel enough. So, as much even if it's to go to a neighboring state one weekend, do that. It helps not just your personal well-being, it helps your lifestyle, it supports your career in some ways. You can't imagine the kind of ideas you will get, while on such trips, and also
Good. Good.
it's important.
And I want our audience to maybe drop in the comment section their most memorable experience, memorable trip. It could be a local one. It could even be the resorts in Lagos here or in your state of where you reside. It's not just travel might not just mean you don't live in the country. Even going to another state just for vacation or for staycation is still something. Kind of help you relieve the stress. It kind of give you a new perspective. You look at, I mean, you can even learn other people's culture, not just outside the country, even within Nigeria itself. Go to other places, you're exposed to the way of things, see their culture, and you see how you can even maybe kind of do your business so that it can fit that culture. We have different cultures in Nigeria, right? So the way we do things in Lagos, not the way they do things in the north. Going there, maybe for vacation or for anything, we'll see the way you see your business from their own eyes, right? And it can help you do something, tailor a product that can suit them. So traveling, it might not just be traveling out of the country, within your country, right? It's still part of it. And I'm not seeing any comments here. I'm asking our audience to share their memorable trip. I saw only Bukola's comment saying that she had an upgrade.
It would also be nice if you can have some kind of package in your travel insurance plan for small businesses as well. Because I know that currently, not especially with the economic reforms going on, it's still a bit challenging for a whole lot of people to make international travels. So you come up with some insights. I know you have a department for that could look into specific products, specific packages that can work for small organizations to help with their international travel plans. Perhaps they have conferences and events they need to attend to outside the country, or they could even have some group promo plan for members of staff and stuff like that. I mean, these are things that you can look into. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, I'll take it back and work on that.
Speaking for small business owners as well.
Okay, with a good feedback, I'll take that back. Okay, I can also ask our audience: have you ever made any travel mistake before? And to you? What's the most stressful part of traveling, and how do you deal with it? And I can see Oliwaya saying, my most memorable trip was so serene and smooth. The environment was so peaceful. Wow, that's so good. And she also said, I can relate to that. The lift is up there. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that you're talking about when you're leaving the country and you just feel as if the weight of the world is lifted off your shoulder. Yeah, I can relate to that. So I'm not the only one in the WhatsApp group. We are plenty. Okay. So while we're waiting for the audience to drop their comments, I would ask you, what's your final words to our beautiful audience? Kunle, do you have any final words to our beautiful audience?
Final word. Give me complimentary travel plan for the next. Those are my final words. Complimentary
Oh
travel
my
plan
God.
for 10 years. I don't want to have, I just want to wake up, take my passport, head to the airport, board the flight, land, and then do the same back when I need to, as often as I can, as many times as possible for the next 10 years. That would be fantastic for me. But yeah, as a last word, I think, like I said, without having to say it too many times, try to travel. If you within your means, it helps. I've been traveling for a very, very, very long time. Like I said, travel is a routine for me, and I know when I don't travel, if I don't travel in like 6 months to 8 months, I tend to have what do you call this? Burnout, So you can't be working every time, work, 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 cannot take a break. You need to take a break. If you can't make the international travel, make a local travel, even if it's just a weekend, a day's vacation, whatever it is,
Yes.
travel. And now that you know that it's important to have your, excuse me, to have your insurance done while you're traveling, to help you with the unexpected delays that could come or with loss of personal belonging, it's important that you have a travel insurance. So, yeah, those would pretty much be my final word, so to say. I hope that helps someone.
Yes. Okay. Now you've given us a final word, but I want to read some things from comments from our audience. Um, Obi Antoinette said, my most memorable trip was summer trip to London in 2024. Wow. I'm sure you enjoyed yourself for it to be memorable for you. And I'm sure you went to different places in London. You went sightseeing. I'm so sure of that. Gabriel Folankanio says, the trip that I cannot forget is when I flew to Enugu for my wedding and my bag was not on the flight. I had to wait for hours to get it. There was a woman who was not having it because she had soups in her bag. Madu. And it was a rush scene. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, your wedding and your black bag was missing.
Oh,
I can't imagine
wow.
how the nice trip
That's
will be.
disastrous.
I'm telling you.
That's disastrous.
Well, hopefully you got it resolved.
But in such cases, um, I want to ask in case you have the specifics, and if you don't, I mean, this is something that I can take back to the team. How soon or how long would it take, for instance, to get claims when it comes to travel insurance? Because as you know, it happens almost instinctively or instantaneously. You don't expect it to happen and it comes up. So if there is also a way to get claims on time where such scenarios come up, that would also be helpful. At least if I'm going to be stuck somewhere for a week or so and I can call and things can be arranged for me, that would be interesting. Again, I'm
But
speaking as a traveler.
yeah, but you know the way insurance works is that it's not when that happens that you call your insurance provider. You probably have to sort yourself out, right? It's very open happens over the weekend, and when you come, you can call your insurance provider. They will provide you. If you call us, we'll provide you place of getting your claims back. We'll give you back your claim, right? So that's what insurance just does for you. That it protects you, right?
Right.
You don't plan it, but if what it happens, even if you pay out of pocket, you're going to get reimbursed, and you've not lost any value. You're at where you are before you travel. So that's the benefit of having an insurance. Do you understand what I'm saying? Kunle?
I get you.
That's yes. So it's not as if you missed your flight and you bought another ticket and you call your insurance to buy another ticket for you. No, you buy the ticket, but when you come back, you make your claims and you're reimbursed. Um, Olubukola Afolabi said something also said, worst travel experience, losing my phone at Istanbul airport. I cried and crowed. I'm crying and crowing with you. I can imagine. Funny enough, I've lost my phone on the plane before. Funny enough, my neighbor was called. I know they didn't know. I just like something is missing. I told the flight attendant that I can't find my phone. He was like, "Is this?" He just was like, "Is this your phone?" I said, "Yes." Phone it was that's code. She said I should unlock it, and I unlocked it. I said, "Oh, that I think I forgot it in the restroom or something," and they gave it to me. But now you
So,
lost your phone. I don't know that you get it back, even though
so
after crying.
that's an interesting scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe when one goes through the travel plan, the policy that you have, that would actually be a great one because sometimes that could happen as well. You lose something uh,
Yes.
dear to you as a mobile phone. You forget it at the airport. Maybe when you're eating and you leave it on the counter and you boarded the flight. That way you can't even get your phone back because there's no way for you to call anyone at the airport to say, "Hey, did you find my phone? Can you keep it for me?" It's gone. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to know that your plan covers that. Or I mean, by the time we look at the specifics of the insurance policy,
Yeah.
we'll know what it covers. But hey,
Yeah.
these are concerns when it comes to travel.
Traveling. Yes. Yes. Exactly. So, to our audience out there, I hope you enjoyed the session, right? Because it's been an enlightening session, and hope you got tips or practical tips, and I'm sure you have some good workaways, feeling you more, making you feel more confident and more prepared for your next trip. Like I said, all trip, not trip. You go to Abuja, there is a trip. You go to Kano, Aduna, Gombe, anywhere, the trip. So I hope that our session today has helped you, will help you to be more prepared against the next trip. Don't forget, get a checklist. Checklist is very important. And your checklist, you must have your travel insurance too checked on your checklist. So I will say thank you all for joining. We appreciate your time. Thank you for making this session interactive. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for sharing your experiences. We appreciate you. So if you have any further inquiries about our product or services, please send us a message on LinkedIn at Leadway Insurance, or you can visit our website at www.leadway.com. Until next time, see you. And thank you, Kunle, for joining us. Thank you also for your time. We
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
very much. I mean,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
it's a change from always talking about marketing and business for a while. Let's talk about something a bit more interesting and something that has to do with lifestyle and hobbies. So yes, I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to have contributed a little I could. So yes, thanks for having me as well.
thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Nice, nice, really nice talking to you. Thank you so much. And to our
Bye.
audience, thank you. See you next time. Bye. Bye.
It's nothing new that we are living in unprecedented times. Travel as we know it has changed and it gets more complicated with new rules. It's nothing new that we are living in unprecedented times. Travel as we know it has changed and it gets more complicated with new rules and restrictions. Various destinations now require travel insurance, and even if it doesn't, I think it's something that you should get regardless. We are off for our couple vacay. Leadway Assurance is my go-to for all things insurance. You guys know that already. We purchase travel insurance and it covers for loss of baggage, cancellation, delayed or missed departure, loss of passports, and medical assistance. The piece is different with Leadway Assurance.
From me. From Asia to America, Ajala loves to travel. From Europe to Australia, Ajala loves to travel. Africa straight to Antarctica, Ajala loves to travel. For business,
Don't panic on a trip. Get the Leadway Travel Insurance now.
whether alone or with family, Ajala loves to travel.
Leadway Assurance, ensuring happiness since 1970.
Do you need a healthcare plan that listens to you? Be assured, we've got you. For us as
It's nothing new that we are living in unprecedented times. Travel as we know it has changed and it gets more complicated with new rules and restrictions. Various destinations now require travel insurance, and even if it doesn't, I think it's something that you should get regardless. We are off for our couple vacay. Leadway Assurance is my go-to for all things insurance. You guys know that already. We purchase travel insurance and it covers for loss of baggage, cancellation, delayed or missed departure, loss of passports, and medical assistance. The piece is different with Leadway Assurance.